the pursuit, we've got 3 qualifying races for the girls. They do a ski race, a swim race and a board race. They add their placings up. If you have a 10th, a 10th and a 10th, 30 points. That converts into seconds. The last race, the final, is a short course Ironwoman race. If you're off on those points, you go off at 30 seconds. It's a race to the finish. Person across the line wins.
Well, here is the course, Nicole. 3 individual races to start. We begin with the ski.
And for the women, it's around 8 minutes of racing. So each of them are, for want of a better word, individual time trials. So the faster you go, the higher your placing. So the ski is first, and then there is a board. And again, about 8 minutes of racing, and then the swim. So each of them are 3 separate races with some time in between, some rest time, and then we calculate their placings, and that then converts into a timing. And then that will be the final pursuit race to decide today's winner.
Big crowd. The black caviar of surf clubs, because it is that good. We were up there last night, had a meal. They look after you beautifully. Perfect conditions for the start of the Ironwoman race at Coolum. In fact, the best conditions we've had all year. The sun is shining.
Nice little wave out there too.
Surf is pumping.
So we're all set for a start. As we said, 3 individual races. We start with the ski, the girls, under the control of the race referee and the race starter, Andrew Book. You can see him there raising the gun in his hand, and we have got to start at Coolum in the ski.
Well, the girls need to go through a bank there. We've put the girls on the bank to make sure it's as fair as possible. Serve is breaking 3 foot, maybe 4 foot on the sets. Nice clean waves, high tide coming through the women's race. So nice fluffy surf, not dumping, great waves. Haley Bate up, there's Elizabeth Plummer, she's looking good. Amy Nerthen having a good start as well. So it's quite even across the board as we saw Geordie Mercer going out. So there's a few waves still to negotiate, and the girls will be out and into the race.
A lot of confidence coming from the Jordan Mercer camp. They're talking about the fact that the placing at the podium at Perth round has really filled her with confidence. But, you know, when she's 18 years of age, the recovery level of an 18-year-old is exceptionally good. We have lost one of the girls from their ski. We'll find out who that is. Trevor, how are conditions out there in the opening time trial of the girls?
Yeah, well, I heard you guys talking about the waves. Actually, the swells really hung around out here. We thought it was going to drop off today. There was a bit more swell yesterday. It's still a metre, even maybe 1.5 metres on the sets, and really quite good conditions. A little bit of a wind from the northeast. So when they do turn the cans out the back here, they've got quite a while before they get to me. But when they do, they'll get a little bit of a run back across the other cans.
Trev, Brody Moyer on screen for us, and she's in the pink top, really flying out, going out hard, showing her intention to lead this qualifying race, the ski league. Today, new format. Who are you picking today?
Well, thanks for asking me, Luchi. Put me on the spot. Look, I'm going to go with Courtney. That's a pretty easy thing to do, isn't it? But just mentioning Brody, we've seen her do so many good craft legs at local carnivals and everything else. She's really good on the board and ski. That's where this particular format is going to help us see the skills of these really good board paddlers, ski paddlers and swimmers. But the ones that most consistent at the end of the day are going to get that head start in the Ironman.
Brodie Moore leads them out in front. Speaking to her before the race, she said, Guy, that this is her favourite leg. She wants to get out and get a good start on the rest of the field. Finish well after Perth. She put so much into Perth. She was so badly dehydrated. She spent 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, in hospital back on the East Coast trying to rehydrate. She wasn't a well girl, couldn't train all week. So she's had a pretty tough lead in, but at this stage, she's doing exactly as her race plan was set.
Well, you got to work to your strengths, don't you, Guy? I mean, she hasn't been great in the swim leg. So, you know, she really has to work her craft. But Courtney Hancock, she's not wearing the black, but she's certainly setting herself in a good position right beside our race leader, our series leader in Liz Plumers.
Let's hear from Courtney.
I went through and I looked at myself racing and I wrote things down of mistakes I made and things like that, and I took that into this year. And obviously everyone wants to win, that is very true, but I always look at my race, and you know, sometimes if you do get a second, I can look at that race and go, look, I couldn't have done anything more. Whoever won, you know, they were the better person on the day. I couldn't have beat them. So I always look at my race and see, am I happy with my race? Not always the position. So, but yeah, no, I'll definitely be fighting to try and get up the top, that's for sure.
Indeed she will. Indeed she will. She said smart racing and holding something back for the last race today is the way to go. Do you agree with that approach?
They need to have a good position after the 3 qualifying races. They need to be up there so they're in contention. But I wouldn't think that she could still give 10 seconds to a few of the girls if she's got the energy left. And that is a good comment, Nick, that you know what, you've got 4 races to do, you've got petrol in the tank, you need to have the most amount of petrol left for that last race.
Yeah, she's a smart racer, there's no doubt about that, and she's currently sitting 3rd on the overall points tally, and she's only got 7 points to make up on Liz Plumer's. Crystal Smith separates 1st and 3rd, so the usual suspects are right up there. Hayley Baitup, I spoke to her before she went out to race today. You can see her out there as well, just sitting in behind Liz Plumer's, and she's just holding her body together, really. You know, she's struggling with injury. The shoulder keeps blowing up every time she does a hard effort. So we talk about toughness of Danielle Allen, also tough for Hayley Baitup out
Hayley
there.
Baitup's a champion, been around forever. And Brody Moyer, though, what a great ski leg from her. She's really, really pushing. As you see the girls spread out now, because there's a bank as you come back in to shore, and because of that, it means they're trying to get in the right position.
And that boy that she's just gone on the inside of, that was actually a swim or a board boy, wasn't it?
It was a board boy.
Yeah.
So now Moyer's having a rest. Here comes a wave. The swell's picking up. So this will put a lot of the girls onto this wave. This will make it very, very interesting to see who can hold this wave into the beach. So that's about a 2 to 3 footer coming through. And out the back, there's more waves as well. This, Howie, is going to be a fight to the finish.
This is why the competitors love coming to Coolum. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the first wave. Look at the second wave out the back.
Gone already. Look at that in the second wave. Or taking another one out. There's another 4 gone already.
Well, there is often carnage at Coolum, and today has not been any difference to that. But in the front wave, they are coming in very close. It's very close to the finish, so this will be a very quick finish to this race. You can see Courtney, Brody Moyer is there. This is going to be a sprint.
They've got to accelerate now, Harry. They've got to accelerate into this shore dump now. We've got 1 girl's gone sideways, so she's in trouble. 2 have gone sideways. The rest of the girls are fighting on the beach. It's going to be a sprint to the finish line. We've got Geordie on the inside.
Geordie Mercer has got home first in front of Brody Moyer. Liz Plumer's
Go, you good thing.
snuck out the back of a rabbit hole there, Leachy, and first across the line. So 1 point to her in the overall total. Hayden, what a fantastic finish.
Geordie, oh, what a great finish. I've just got to find one of the girls. They're all running away because they're heading to the next race.
They're scared of you, mate. You've got to run after them.
Rhodes, how's that race? You led most of the way. Very well done. Just that finish, that shore rate, it's just all about the line there.
Oh.
Walk and talk.
Oh yeah, completely. Like, it was such a hard little shorey because it's so big, and then when like there's lots of girls, it's tricky. But Shorty had a better line, so good on her.
Yeah, that's it. You ready for the next race? Is a swim. How are you feeling for that?
It's my weakest leg, but I like these conditions. So hopefully I can just get out there, lead from the front, and hopefully come home with a good spot.
Well done. Keep it going.
Great work by Hayden Quinn on the beach. He was right on the finish line, and you can see there when you're coming off your ski, you've got 10 metres of sand, and then you're on the chute, and that's why we had such a great finish.
Well, now it's high tide now, Nick. Right on high tide, so there's not much beach here at Coolum. It will go out for the men's race to a low this afternoon. But certainly at the moment, we're talking high tide.
Well, we can have a look at the results. All important, Geordie Mercer, she will carry 1 point through. The idea is to get the least points possible for the Iron Women race. If you got a first, a second, and a third, you'd be on 6 points. Means you start at the 6-second mark. And have a look there, Candice Falzon. Crystal Smith back in 9th. That's not the best start for her. Missed consistency. Harriet Brown in 14th.
Yeah, well, Kirsty Holmes still strong. Tara Coleman. Sunil Devine, a better result for her. Harriet Brown was back in 14th.
We have a start on the second leg. There seem to be concerns about Rebecca Creedy. We'll have a chat with Hayden about that in a minute. Let's have a look now at the start of the class of 2012. Bonnie Hancock there in Perth. She's in 16th position. She's had a tough series.
Yeah, she had bad luck at Portsea. Being knocked off her craft meant that she missed the podium. In the first 4 rounds, Portsea was one of her best chances. She's in good form. She's particularly fit this season. She just needs to be in the right time at the right place to be rewarded, hopefully today.
The sister, of course, of the reigning series champion, Courtney Hancock. Amy Nerthen there in the red, won Portsea last year. An up-and-coming star. Really, really tough for you guys.
She's lost a bit of her confidence this year, I think. Hasn't been performing. Back in 20th spot. Be tough to re-qualify the way she's going at the moment unless she really performs here at Coolum and Noosa next week. But certainly she knows how to win, so let's just hope she turns it around.
So many of the competitors are from this beautiful part of the world. This lady isn't. She's a girl from Victoria, the only Victorian competitor, Harriet Brown.
Yeah, just down the road from your place. She's located at Ocean Grove. She's consistent. She's 6 foot plus. She's a very long, tall stroking swimmer. She's a great swimmer. She does a lot of open water swimming and has had success there. She's been consistent. 8th, 7th and 7th, and she's under strict instructions from Mark Howard to do better than 7th today.
There is Rebecca Creedy. Looked like she got a knock from a ski, a former Commonwealth Games swimmer, and said this is the year she really wants to do something in this sport.
Less work this year, commitments from her, more training. She looks probably the fittest out of all the girls in the field. Very, very muscular. I think the last two formats, this one and Noosa, will suit her. I think she'll qualify, re-qualify. She's in 10th spot at the moment, right on the cusp, but she certainly knows how to be up the front. She just got hit on the hip in the ski race, so let's just see how that goes in the next race.
And Nicole Tennille Devine, the 24-year-old.
Yes, she is 24 years of age. She's had almost a top 10 finish in round 1, and then it hasn't been great for her. She is sitting down in the back end of the field, but this year has been a year about experience for her. So her mum's a Commonwealth Games swimmer, a Commonwealth Games medalist, so hopefully she can find some form in the last 2 rounds.
All the girl lined up in Coolum, as you would expect. Absolutely beautiful day. The series points after round 4, all important. Elizabeth Plumers leads Crystal Smith by just 4 points, the reigning champion. Courtney Hancock 7 points behind. Brodie Moyer featured in that first race. Harriet Brown. Candice Falzon, she's been very hot and cold. She's had a couple of great results. Disappointment at Newcastle. Leah Richardson, Hayley Batehup, as we mentioned, has had a tough year with injury. Tisha Jenkins, Nikki Chapman and Amy Nerthen, who we just saw. There is the girl from Victoria, Harriet Brown, always smiling. We move into the swim now, Nick.
And you know, one of the great things about this series, Guy, is that the parents have been following around their children. They've actually had a really nice time as well through the series, and we keep bumping into Harriet Brown's parents, Mark, at the airport heading back to Victoria, and they're lovely people. And that's the thing about Surf Lifesaving, everyone is so nice, and that's the club atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, not only the girls get on, but all the family members mix together, and it's a real unit that turn around and go around all the different places in Australia, and it's good fun to watch.
Ladies, you're in the starters' hands.
In the starters' hands at Coolum for the second race, the swim, and the girls charge into the surf in what is a picture-perfect day. Why wouldn't you come up here and go on holidays, Leachy?
Yeah, you want to stay here. I don't want to go home. But certainly the start of the swim is very, very important to get a good break and get out to those cans and turn and get into that wave area, Nick, to latch onto one, because I had to swim earlier before this has started, and if you can catch one of those set waves and get it all the way through to the beach, massive advantage. Trev, a little bit of wind coming in from the onshore. Is it chopping up out there?
There is a bit of chop out here, and it's going to make a bit of a difference as they plough into it. One thing, Leachy, Shannon Eckstein, one of his race tactics is to come down and watch the women's race, because he comes down and checks out where the rip is based on who gets it right and who gets it wrong in the girls' race. So they ask him for advice, and he goes, I don't know, I'm going to watch you and work out what to do and what not to do. I think most of the girls have come out one avenue right now, and if I have a look at the field from where I am, there'd probably be 10 metres from the front to the back, and they're spread out about maybe 8 or 10 metres across as well, so they're still in one big diamond swimming along.
Well, Trev, I want to point out Geordie Mercer. There she is there. She's done a lot of work on her swimming with a man by the name of Tim Mandeville. He is an ex-British swimmer for the national team, and he's been working one-on-one with her for the past 2.5 months with her swimming. She's mid-pack at the moment, so a wise decision to start working on the overall Ironwoman thing by working her swimming.
It's fantastic, and the one thing you have to do to be the complete Ironman or Ironwoman is to stop considering you have a weak leg. If someone else says it's your weak leg, you've got to say, no, I'm working on that one, it's going to be my strong leg. I noticed her in the ski leg just sitting there very well. Also in the ski leg, I just wanted to throw out to Kirsty Holmes, did an amazing job to hold her ski and turn it around, and also Candice Felsen. And Rebecca Creedy was a bit unlucky. She had to swim all the way in, so got some bad points in that round.
From the water to the beach, Hayden, you've got an update for us.
Yeah, Darren, down here, what a great start by Geordie. We heard last week you're Geordie's old man, but not only that, you're also a legend and a pioneer of the sport. Mate, what a great start for Jordan.
Oh, terrific start. She really nailed that finish and just came right on the mark and came up and just ran across in front of Brodie. But, you know, great start to the day. It's not over yet, as you know. We've still got the swim, and they're in the progress of the swim. She needs to come in that mid-pack, which she knows she's got to do, and then the board to finish off, and then hopefully she gets that good time deficit at the start of the proper race at the end of the day.
Exactly right. I suppose the swim's probably not her strongest point, but going to that board, she's got, you know, win in the ski, good result in the swim, and if she nails that board, she's going to be right up there with the big girls.
Yeah, hopefully. And then what a lot of people don't realise, it can mean seconds of getting out the back here today, and not, you know, 2-3 seconds can mean a huge amount of difference at that final race. So it's going to be tough.
It is going to be tough, but it's very exciting racing down here on the beach, guys.
Well, Darren Mercer, two-time Coolangatta gold winner. He's won the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain series back in the 80s, early 90s. Many, many times, Howie. A true legend of this sport, and someone who I raced many times. What a great competitor.
And now he gets introduced as the father of Geordie.
He'd be all right with that. Oh, you boys have gone quiet. He'd be all right with that. But he's very proud of his daughter. He's had her around this sport for a very long time. And there she is there, still doing nicely in the centre of the pack. A bit of a loping stroke, that traditional surf life-saving stroke. It's hard to do anything in terms of a smooth stroke out there at the moment. But as we have a look at Rebecca Creedy leading this pack at the moment in the green costume, that is Rebecca there. And it is a traditional pool swimmer stroke. Very nice high elbows, breathing off to the side. She's breathing to her right-hand side, watching her fellow competitor, which is Crystal Smith. And just a nice, relaxed stroke. She's doing it quite easily, but Crystal's doing well.
Well, you know what? We saw in the ski league that waves make a difference. There'll be no difference whatsoever in the swim leg. They're about 100 metres away from the bank where the water becomes shallow. And once that happens, the swells turn into waves, Howie, and everything could change. So look out in a minute, because I'll start looking over their shoulder. You see the swell come over the top of them then. That is where the waves will break soon, and it'll be game on.
Such an important day for Crystal Smith as the girls are just moving into that wave area. She's had 4 starts at Coolum, never finished in the top 8, Nicole, Crystal Smith. So she really needs to turn that around today to narrow that gap to Elizabeth Plumers. As the girls are about 110, 120 metres offshore now. They're about 30 metres away from that much talked about wave zone.
And very spread across the field as well. Some of the girls have gone to the right-hand side of your screen.
Here we go now, Nick. It's going to the front runners are going to try to latch onto this one. This one could make a difference here. It's starting to feather. They will push hard. Oh, here they go. So we've got one,
Creedy's
two,
on it.
three
Smith's
down
on
as
it.
well.
We've got Creedy on that wave. We've got Crystal Smith on that wave.
And there's a third
Oh,
girl.
they've jumped up. They've bopped up. They're trying to get a breath in. Now, one of the girls maybe
Courtney
held this
Hancock's
one.
on there.
Oh, I think Creedy's got this one through, guys. I think Creedy's held
She
all
does.
the way through to the beach. Great piece of body serving.
Oh, this is a great effort by Rebecca Creedy. She is milking this wave. She has taken that wave
her
from
lung-
100 metres out the back, Nick. She's now
she's gone for a
still
breath again,
carrying
Howie.
all the way onto the beach.
Her
Oh,
lungs
brilliant
would
body
be
surfing.
burning right now. There's
That is
another
the best
breath.
piece of body serving I've seen from the girls this year. She got that, it bounced, there was backwash, she got thrown up. She will win this by a country mile.
What a performance by Rebecca Creedy. Knocked off her ski. She is coming in to win the swim leg. A dominant performance. She has ridden that from 110 metres. Hayden, wow, what a turnaround.
What a turnaround it sure is. Beck, we were questioning your fitness going into that race after you got hit by that ski, but that body surf, what a wave.
Yeah. I was really hoping that we weren't going to get lucky being out in front there. It's a bit all over the shop today, so it was saw that wave kicking up, and I was like, I've got to get this one.
You sure did, and you held it. The lungs must be burning. Go and get rested up, get ready for that next race, and yeah, good result.
Thank you.
Candice Falzon, second across the line. Great work by our cameraman. You could see Rebecca Creedy. You can still see her just icing up that hip where she got a knock. And as the rest of the competitors come through, it's Crystal Smith. She'll be very happy with that. The girls, the Hancock sisters, looks like Bonnie just tipped out her sister Courtney. Guy Leach, I must say, this was your idea, this format, and it's quite exciting me at the moment.
It's working, isn't it? Here comes Liz Plumer, so she's still in a good position.
Yeah.
It's a race. Every position counts for points and seconds. So Geordie's come in the top 12 or so she's in a good position after winning the ski race.
Well, another great finish to Rebecca Creedy. That's the swim leg done, so she takes it out. Candice gets across the line second. Crystal in third. Bonnie Hancock in fourth. Courtney is in fifth as we work our way down. There's the series leader, Elizabeth Plumers. Geordie Mercer gets in top 10. That's very good. And as we work our way back down there, Brodie Moyer and Kellyanne Perkins, 13th, 14th, right down to Harriet Brown. That's probably a disappointing swim for her in 17th there. And there is the new girl, Amy Berridge from New Zealand.
We're going to have a look at the all-important combined points after race 2. This is the important thing you need to keep an eye out for, because you add your 3 positions together. So Candice Falzon is actually leading. She is plus 10, so she will start on the 10-second mark, as will Geordie Mercer. Courtney Hancock will start 1 second after them, as will Elizabeth Plumers. Crystal Smith, Bonnie Hancock, Brodie Moyer will start 5 seconds after the leader. Back through Creedy on 18 in the pursuit race, which will come up later on. Neil Devine and Nikki Chapman.
Still a chance to increase those leads, though, with the board leg to come. So there is some nice work being done by Candice Falzon so far, with a 10-second deficit off the
Her
gun.
and Geordie and Candice at the moment, but there's still a board leg to go. So we can we'll see how the placings go there, and that will decide where they start off the ramp. The final race, the Ironwoman race. One qualifying race still to go.
I think you might have done all right with this format, though, Leach. It's only early doors, but...
Well, I tell you, it's tight, isn't it? 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds, 13. It's going to be a real race.
Do you want to go off first? Do you want to have the whole field chasing you with them being able to wash ride you, Guy?
Yeah, you do. You want to get off. You want to have clear water. You don't want to have any other craft around you. You want to be able to pick your mark on the way out. There is surf. There's a hole to the left as the competitors go out, and you want to try to get into that hole. There's a rip running out there, and certainly less traffic in the water, better for you to get out through the surf.
The girls all lined up for a start now. It's been another tough day for Hayley Bailey. She's had so many injuries this season. Bonnie Hancock did extremely well there. Geordie Mercer, she's doing absolutely beautifully today. Beck Creedy, and there is our series leader, Elizabeth Plumers, right amongst the action. And Courtney Hancock, she's still got her eye on a second straight championship. Crystal Smith also performing very well, and Brodie Moyer has had a very consistent season. And that lady there, by the name of Holmes, has had 2 fifths in the last 2 races at 38 years of age. She has been sensational.
She's a 38-year-old. Is there anyone fitter as a 38-year-old in this country?
I said to her this morning, I think she looks fitter as the series goes on as well. She's getting race fitness.
She looks so strong, so muscular. She's a real credit to her. When she did the trial back in Noosa in August, she looked nothing like she does right now.
A couple of girls just coming off their board. Trev, how are things looking now for this board paddle as we see another competitor come off? Is that our new girl? That was Amy Burridge, I think, just coming off there. How's it looking out there, Trev?
Oh, it's balmy out here, Nick. It's beautiful. I'm just about ready to take the 4-3 off. And it's really, really nice out here. But it's a fair way out. I'll tell you what, this Cairns a long way. The races seem like they go pretty quick, but it's a fair distance out here. And I was just listening to you guys talk about leading and whether you want to lead or not. I tell you what, there's one psychological disadvantage to leading, and that is you've got something to lose. But the guys that are trailing, they've got nothing to lose. They can actually just look at that person in front and chase them. So that's one thing you'd have to deal with if you're leading.
Trevor Hendy all over the top of it, the 6-time Australian Ironman champion. At this stage, it is Hayley Bailey leading them out on the board in this fantastic handicap-style format. The board to come, then the Ironwomen will go head-to-head in the beautiful conditions from Coolum Beach. We rejoin the board leg, and that is Alira Richardson leading them out at this stage. She's a wonderful competitor, the 24-year-old. Trains under Michael King, doing a bit of personal training, and if you want to get fit, maybe spend a couple of weeks with the Lyra guy.
Well, Kirsty Holmes sitting in behind her. Hayley Bailey is there as well. Liz Plumers, I can see Brodie Moyer. So it's a real packed house. Trev, you could throw a blanket over the girls as they head to the first turn, and it's still anyone's to win this race.
Well, it'll be a clash of arms when we get around to the boy. Candice there, she's our leader in terms of the points after the first 2 of the time trials. Yeah, with Geordie. So Candice is a fair way back at the moment. The other one that was doing nicely at the front was also Kirsty Holmes. So Alira now up on her knees, getting some really nice long strokes in there. Still, I think sitting behind her is Kirsty Holmes.
The type of wave set up today, Guy, that you can crack a bomb from 150 plus, because they're those long rolling waves. If you get on one of these, you'll take out the last half of the board leg.
The reason why Coolum's such a good beach to have an Ironman race, and why I wanted to come here, was because it's got a bank that goes out very gradually. So the waves break a long way out, and because of that, it makes it very, very interesting for when you come into the wave area. When you catch a wave, as you saw in the last race, in the swim race, Rebecca Creedy, she held that wave for like a minute. She was on that wave for a minute because it breaks a long way out.
Well, in fact, it is not Kirsty Holmes sitting in behind Alira Richardson. It was our series leader, Liz Plumers, and she is no longer sitting behind Alira Richardson. She has made some very, very good work of this board paddle now.
Pinched a bit of a nerve in Perth, having a chat with Elizabeth by the end of the race. She couldn't get her arm above her shoulder, but she's had plenty of massage. She's got it going beautifully now. Geordie Mercer also starting to make a bit of a move on the board. She's off to Peru after Noosa, of all places, in the Australian team to paddle a board over there. So she travels the world, the young lady.
She showed in WA, didn't she?
Is that in the Amazon?
Plumers, how good a board paddlers are.
I don't know if she's going down the Amazon.
You wouldn't want to do that, would you?
There's piranhas in there, isn't there?
One of the great left-hand breaks in the world there, Nicole. Port of Chicama, a 4-kilometre wave to head over to Peru.
So Plumers, she is the form board paddler though when you've got surf. She showed at Portsea just how strong she is on a board, She's really making every post a winner. She'll get into that area where the waves are breaking first, and she leads the field at the moment, and she could be a strong favourite today to take the whole title. So not a good sign for the rest of the girls out there with Plumers in front by 15 metres.
Bit of a flat spot at the moment, though, Nick. No real swell building at this stage, so she's still going to have to work for it.
She's working really hard and really persistent and consistent with her stroking. You can see the muscle definition in her back. You can see her really leaning forward. But she's also, you see the eyes moving around everywhere. She's looking for a wave. Trev, waves are coming?
Waves are coming. There's a little one behind her. It looks like she's going to get that on her own. And one thing about her in the 3 legs so far, she's looked really solid. Had some bad luck in the swim. Just missed that swim leg. Otherwise, she'd be doing even better. She's on that wave.
She's got a trip. She's got down that. She really had to force her way down. At the last couple of strokes, she was on the back of the wave and forced herself down the wave, which was a fabulous effort. So Plumer's in great shape to take the 3rd qualifying race, the board leg, and get herself in a good position for this last race, the Ironwoman event.
Well done to Elizabeth Plumer. She worked it hard and she has taken the lead. You can see a competitor coming out right. She's off her board now.
Great bit of body serving.
8 or 9 girls just suck over the top of Alira Richardson. And you can see the importance of being on the right spot of the wave guy.
Geordie Mercer wasn't in that second group.
Well, Plumer's, what a great result for her. So she's come across first and done that nicely and set herself up beautifully with the last race to go.
Well, the race is on for all-important points. They equate to time. Hayden, meanwhile, nicely done there as they're running up the line. And who's going to get over?
Bonnie Hancock's there. Rebecca Creedy is there. Courtney Hancock is in the middle of it.
Crystal Smith was in before that.
Is there. They're all finishing hard, trying to get that all-important handicap position for their pursuit. Hayden right amongst the middle of it as always.
Yeah, we sure are. The girls, they all just came across in a big group there. The judges are going to have some trouble sorting out that one. But I'm here with the winner, Liz Plumers. Great result for that Ironman race. You're right up there.
Yeah, thanks. I sort of wanted to get 3 individual races right up there, the top 5 sort of thing, so that sets you up for a good iron at the end. And had a bit of a shocker swim, but apart from that, the other 2 legs were good.
It's always a bit scary when you're leading in a board race and then all of a sudden there's a chance of a jagging or someone coming from behind, but you managed to crack that little wave. It must have been a good feeling.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, looking back, and I couldn't see much coming. I thought, oh, there's got to be a big wave and everyone's going to be on it, but I was lucky enough to pull down a little one at the end, so that just set me up, which was great.
Perfect. Well, I'll let you go, warm down and warm up, so good luck.
Thank you.
No worries.
Fantastic advice from Hayden. Warm down, then warm up, and that's exactly what she has to do. Elizabeth Plumers winning the swim in front of Kellyanne Perkins. Congratulations to her. Bonnie Hancock. Creedy also doing very well today. Crystal Smith. Courtney Hancock. Amy Nerthen improving today. Tara Coleman. Geordie Mercer back in 10th there. That'll affect her in the handicap. Brodie Moyer in 13th. We go through to the final page as the girls are spread out. Candice Falzon was leading after 2. She'll drop back after the swim to Neil Devine back in the final position. After the break, it is the Ironwomen. The handicap will all be revealed. We'll give you the starting positions as we are set for a fantastic race coming up after the break. She's leading the series and she will lead off after 12 seconds. 5 seconds behind her will be Courtney Hancock, and she'll be right beside Crystal Smith. So the top 3 will be starting 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Bonnie Hancock also will be starting on that 17-second mark. Geordie on 20, 22 to Creedy, 27 to Candice Falzon.
28 seconds later, Brodie Moyer will start. Amy Nerthen's on 29 as we work our way through there. Hayley Bate up on 30. Kellyanne Perkins, 34 seconds. Tara Coleman, 39 seconds.
Back to Amy Berridge. She's 39 seconds. Then we've got 41, 42 and 43 with Chapman, Bennett and Devine. And Harriet Brown not having a great day. Tisha Jenkins back in 48 seconds from when the gun goes.
Remember, 11 seconds. Liz Plumers lead them away.
Well, they're off and racing. That was the gun. So 1 second. We're going to wait for Plumers to take off. So she's ready to go now. She'll go down the ramp and she's off and away. So she's the rabbit. She'll get straight onto a ski. Look for the ski, which will be in the middle of the actual skis there. She's in lane 10, which is closest out to the first turn.
Well, not much separated now as this handicap starts to work. The pursuit format is going to work beautifully because there we have our leader off in the box up the top, and that's Liz Plumers. And now the bunch starts to go. We'll go right down to the last competitor, which I think off memory was about 48 or 49 seconds after the 0 of the clock.
Trev, you're a massive side of the mental side of the sport. How are you feeling as Elizabeth Plumers going out in front?
Well, I talked a little bit about it before, that the one thing you've got about that, the challenging aspect, is you've got something to lose. You're out the front, and you've got, part of you is looking behind you. You know, you really, when you want to win a race, you want to focus on everything in front of you. It's easier when the field starts all level. When you start in front, you're wondering about that. That's what I hope doesn't creep into her mind.
Well, Trev, at the moment, Plumer's 5-second lead has been evaporated by Mercer. So Mercer has come back at Plumer's. Plumer's got hit by a couple of waves going out. As we see, Brody Moyer has come off the ski, so bad luck for her as she tries to get back on. But you know what, Trev? You start talking about these leads, 5 seconds become 1 second, so it's on for young and old.
There's the positive and the negative side of it. One side is that you've done all this work, even if you're in a bad position. Once you start this race, it's all over. There's no points that count, anything else. This race is on. If you can catch up, if someone gets hit by a wave, you've got a chance to pull yourself back through the field. Obviously, the massive negative side is if you get hit by a wave, you could evaporate that lead you've had.
Well, you talked about WA, and there was Plumer's and there was Mercer in the long distance race, and here with the handicap pursuit race, the same two girls are out in front. So you know what? They are in form.
The overall series, Elizabeth Plumer's leads with 2 rounds to go. She leads by 4 points from Crystal Smith, 7 points from Courtney Hancock. And she's won 6 of her 7 last events. So the girls need to rein her in here. Geordie Mercer doing exceptionally well. Bonnie Hancock, and just behind them is Crystal Smith. You can see Crystal in the yellow ski. She is currently in 2nd in the championship, so she needs a good result today. Plumer's got about a 3-metre lead on the field. A small pack there, which includes Crystal Smith, 2nd in the series. It includes Courtney Hancock, 3rd in the series. If you could just organise a guy that those 3 girls catch out waving together, we'll be set up for a great event. It's obviously the points where you finish today are your series points overall, so it's all important. We can see there Plumer's in front of Mercer, Crystal Smith and the Hancock sisters there together.
How well is Bonnie Hancock doing? Like, we've seen a couple of races this year at Portsea. She was almost in a position to win on that day and got cleaned up by a wave. She's sitting there, another one of the real talents with Geordie Mercer and Candice Felsen, who showed a couple of times, not one of the young girls, but she's back on the scene.
And sometimes the lack of breakthrough results can actually have an effect on your morale. So this would be really good for Bonnie Hancock, as it was last round for Jordan Mercer. So she's really playing with the big girls now, Geordie Mercer.
I'm just loving Plumer's technique as she drives down this little bit of swell. This might turn, she's just fallen off the back. So there's no real waves coming into that banker at the moment, but what we noticed, Trev, is that the girls paddling in the surf skis improved so much in the last few years. They really twist and turn their body. They see there with Plumer's using her back muscles, really twisting her torso, and that's where you get your paddle power from. So at the moment, the girls are starved for waves. They're into the bank area, they're coming in, and there's nothing looking out to sea that's really on offer as far as waves go.
And this is where we see this format become really interesting, because if you look right back at the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th person, even right up to the 10th, if they do pick up a wave, they've picked up 20 seconds in one hit.
Well, there is a little swell developing out the back now, Guy, just behind these lead girls, positions 8, 9 and 10. We'll be looking to get on the front of a wave. They are on a wave. There's about 6 girls on a wave, and you can see them. They'll be chasing down now. Courtney Hancock is on one of those. Looks like Crystal Smith has just missed that wave in the yellow ski as well.
This is where we could lose some skis here, but they've all paddled strongly when the wave broke. The white water is where it gets powerful. So at the moment, Plumer's and Mercer are racing up the Renault run leg, going in for the swim leg, getting the goggles ready, and it is on for young and old. The young and the old going around the course, and at the moment, it is a 2-horse race.
Geordie choosing the cap and the goggles. Liz choosing not to use either of them. You'll see caps being put on. Some of them have used their caps during the ski leg, so they don't have to think about it. So you'll find Geordie Mercer having the goggles on will start to eyeball Liz Plumer's and know exactly where she is.
A great bit of surfing there from one of the girls, going sideways in the ski, staying on. Their skill levels have really improved. We saw Rebecca Creedy hold a magnificent wave on the body in the swim leg to really show just how good their skills are in the surf. Well, at the moment, I think there's going to be a convergence of swimmers because you've got 2 fields coming in together. So it's going to be interesting coming into that first buoy. Just who is in front? Is it Plumer's or is it Creedy? Creedy being in such good form with the swimming. And at the moment, it's a real race. There was the rip to the left that took them off the first buoy, but the water is moving out. And then some of the other competitors went straight out. Didn't go into that rip, but took the short course to that first turn. So at the moment, it is a dogfight. Anyone can win this race, and it's going to be all about coming in and catching one of those waves.
Clash of arms for our leaders with Liz Plumers and Rebecca Creedy. They both swim with really established, successful pool swimming coaches. Rebecca swims with Ken Wood and Liz swims with Dennis Cottrell. So that is a fight for dominance. That is a fight to get your stroking clean.
Well, they're trying to get in onto that first turn, and what's happening here is if you get pushed too far on the inside to make a right-hand turn, you'll be in the wrong position going to this buoy. So it's a real fight to make sure that you're not going to get pushed into the buoy and miss it completely.
And one thing, in fairness to the girls, and Elizabeth Plumers breeze on the left, and all they were doing was holding their line and bashing into each other. So it was really interesting to see either weren't looking at each other. No, they were trying to hurt each other. Don't worry about that.
They've never
but I think some of it was a matter of, no, that's my spot, not yours.
Yeah. No, but you're right. It is an advantage if you can eyeball your fellow competitor. And now the interesting thing now is coming back in. They are eyeballing each other now. But let's take a look coming into the cam where they were fighting for that lead going around the buoy. And there's the eyeball. And then they go back to breathing away from each other.
Well, Plumer said, what are you doing? Punching me on the side of the head. That's not on. Now, I'll tell you what. I'll say this to you guys. Last year at the Australian Ironwoman final, Creedy went into the last board leg in front by 50 metres and lost the race. She is now in front in the swim leg coming into a board leg. Will that haunt her again? Because she should have won the Ironwoman last year at the Aussie title.
So Crystal Smith, while we've been talking about the girls going around that can, Crystal Smith is actually now sitting right up there in second place. So that's been a fantastic swim leg by Crystal Smith, sitting in second there, just going past Liz Plumers.
Well, Creedy, though, at the moment, she is the form swimmer in the field, and you know what? She latched on to the wave of the day.
Good was that?
And held it all the way in. Her surf skills, Trev, which is incredible. And you know what? I wonder whether she'll think about the fact that the board leg is the last leg. It is her weakest leg out of the three disciplines, and something that she has been working on.
Well, going back to that Australian Championship, her heart did go out to Rebecca because she did so well. She was right out there, and it goes back to what I was talking about earlier. She had something to lose. She went into that last board leg with a monstrous lead over Courtney. Courtney just saw where she needed to get to. Rebecca was totally concentrating on holding that lead instead of extending it, and she got caught. So let's hope she's learned from that.
There's waves coming now. They're coming into the wave area, and they're going to be looking over their shoulder any second because we have a set wave going to break right now. And here goes the girls. They're coming onto the wave right now, and the back markers are going to come through. So it's anyone's race at the minute as the back markers come through on Creedy, and it's going to be interesting to see who pops out here.
Courtney Hancock has made her way onto the front of the wave. The handicap system, all that difference is gone. She had 5 seconds on Plumers. She's now right up the front, the defending champion. They are still chasing Rebecca Creedy, Geordie Mercy and Candice Falzon, Brodie Moyer as well, trying to just throw themselves onto the front of this break.
Well, there's those waves that just change the complexion of a race in a split second. So great piece of body surfing. There's Falzon pushing down the wave here, and this has brought her right up to the field, which is a fantastic effort.
Crystal Smith actually had to stand in the shallows there and wait for that wave that Candice Falzon was on. And Candice is up on the beach. An awesome effort as a couple of the other girls were standing in the shallows waiting. As Falzon goes around at this stage, Creedy, and it looks like Courtney Hancock also moving out of the surf.
Well, she won the Taplin Relay at last year's Australian Championships, Candice Falzon, so obviously has some good form with swimming as well. But it was also a little bit of luck in terms of getting into that wave.
Well, she's been up there for so long. Trent Herring, her coach at Manly Surf Club, has been really working on the fact of trying to attack through the surf, and it's been her board leg that's been her problem through surf in her career. So now she's on the board, there's waves there. Can she make a difference and take her first win?
The big question is, where is Elizabeth Plumers? She led on the handicap there. She is in 7th position, so the swim hasn't worked out well for her. And now she's got a couple of girls in front of her. One, Courtney Hancock, who is chasing her in the series.
Flashback 2 weeks for Candice Falzon. She was the one that came out third in the board leg. She did a fantastic job in that flat water, so we know she paddles very, very well. And look at this, Leachy. She's out through the break. There's one more wave coming up, buddy.
It's just the waves that her problems. I mean, is Plumers back in 7th spot with her board leg being so dominant? Is she still in this to win today? I don't know, but Falzon has improved at least by 30 or 40%
over this
since last season. She's over the last wave of the set now. So there's one more to go. So, well, the next one, if she can clear the next one, she has got clean water going to that first turn, and the other girls will get hit by the next wave.
Will she get a wave on the way back, Guy? You've been timing the sets. They're about a 3-minute gap as Creedy makes her way over. So you'd imagine flat water for the next 3 or 4 minutes, and hopefully we get a set to bring the girls back in. But we can have a look at the ticker
that's a big
and have a look at this by Candice Falzon. A fantastic effort. She's 10th in the series. She's had 2 fourths. She is looking for a win here in front of Rebecca Creedy and Courtney Hancock. She is 7 points behind in the series, Elizabeth Plumers. She leads her by a couple of positions. Crystal Smith is there too, so this is setting up the race and the championship perfectly.
You know what? There was that swim lead going onto the bank and catching that wave, Trev. I mean, this would be, if she can win today, this will be Falzon's greatest victory in her career. She's trained so hard at Manly Circuit Club with Trent Herring during the winter into summer. She qualified for the trial. She missed the previous year. She was in tears in the car park at Noosa the previous year. She's got back on the horse. She's trained hard, re-qualified. Now she's leading the biggest race in her life.
Yeah, she's a special young lady. She always knew she had it in her, that's for sure. She had a very high-profile young introduction to the sport, and there were people that questioned her talent and ability. We all knew how good she was, and it took her a little bit of time to get the maturity, but all year she's shown this promise. A couple of times she's dropped off a wave or lost a ski, and she's been right there.
At age 14, the youngest ever female competitor in an Ironwoman series, as you were talking about, Trev. And we can see second and third there. Courtney Hancock is right in the mix, but by gee, Falzon, she has opened a 60-metre gap on the field.
Massive.
She's pulling away.
I mean, I tell you what, she has got feeling no pain at the moment. She has never been this far in front in a major Ironwoman race before in her life. She's got the likes of Hancock, Plumers and Smith all behind her, and she is making every post a winner. The question mark is, can she get into that wave area and make sure she holds the board and not lose it?
No, she hasn't won a professional race before. She hasn't won a professional race. This will be the first one. And also what's interesting, Bonnie Hancock leading that second pack, the other one that we've looked at with a lot of talent. People have talked about her, and she hasn't quite shown it just yet in these big ones, but she's sitting in second.
Well, you heard Trevor Henry say there, Candice Falzon has never won a professional Ironwoman race. She has rounded the final, boy, and she is heading to the beach, which would be a maiden victory for her, although don't count your chickens yet, Guy.
She needs to make sure she just keeps control of that board, and as Trevor knows, having done many Ironman races, that craft security is very, very important. You lose that board and have to swim in, the rest of the field will come down on you like you won't believe. So it's about 50 metres till she gets into that wave area, and she will make sure, but she is rating the house down here. She is rating as fast as I've ever seen her rate. She's not tiring, adrenaline is pumping, and this could be her greatest victory.
You can see there an 80-metre lead to Candice Falzon, so important as far as the series goes. Hancock, Creedy, Plumers and Mercer, so it looks like Courtney Hancock has dropped out of the top 5, and Elizabeth Plumers, she'll be happy with this. She's making her way back through as Candice Falzon strokes, looking over her shoulder, waiting to see what the sea has to deliver her.
This is the pressure time now. This is where the nerves will come in. She'll be hoping she doesn't nosedive that board. She needs to make sure that she can get in. She'll be hoping there's no sets coming back for the girls. And here comes the swell. So she'll try to drive down this one here. This one could be the difference between winning and not. She's on the wave. She needs to hold this through to the beach, and this will be her greatest victory.
She'll lay down. That's the security you do. You lay at the back of the board, hold those back straps. Allows you to use your feet to steer the board. It's a lot safer than staying on the knees. That's pretty much a cert from there. She's held down perfect.
I'm so happy for her. She's had her critics over the years that she's had too much publicity and not enough wins. I'll tell you what, this is all going to change today.
Well, you can see her hands in the air, Candice Falzon. It is an absolutely superb performance. Bonnie Hancock is coming in a second position, but she has pumped this young lady. Her first ever professional victory. Candice Falzon takes it out at Coolum. And she is a very happy young lady, but we need to get back to the rest of the field. Nicole will be speaking to her shortly as the rest of the field are coming through. There is Maddie Paul, her Ironman boyfriend. And it looks like the girls are chasing down Bonnie Hancock, coming in towards the second position. This will be a standout performance by her as well. She's had a tough year, Bonnie Hancock. Congratulations in second position.
Third now, Howie, as they come across the line.
Crystal Smith in there, Courtney Hancock there. I reckon it's Smith, then Mercer, then Hancock, then the series leader, Elizabeth Plumers. Nick, what a finish.
What an absolutely fantastic finish, but no doubt on the winner, Candice Falzon. Your first win as a professional Ironwoman.
I can't believe it. It hasn't sunk in yet. I've been dreaming of this moment for 10 years, and I haven't let go of that goal or that dream. And I've been knocked so many times, but I always knew that this is what I was meant to do, and I couldn't be happier.
You're an athlete that has attracted a lot of criticism, not enough placings or not enough wins, a lot of publicity. What do you say to those people now?
You know, you got to take the bad with the good, and I wouldn't change anything, you know. It's turned me into the person that I am today, and I've almost got to thank them, because without them, maybe I may not still be competing, and, you know, my haters actually motivate me.
Fantastic. Well done on the win today, and we'll let you go watch Maddie as well. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, there's a quote and a half. My haters motivate me, and whatever it takes you to get you going as the rest of the field comes in. And we'll have a look at the results now on what has turned into a great day for Candice Falzon. She wins in front of Bonnie Hancock, Crystal Smith, Geordie Mercer, Courtney Hancock, one position in front of Elizabeth Plumas. Rebecca Creedy rounds out the top 7. After the break, plenty to come, including the presentation and the big boys, the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Iron Men. Today in front of Bonnie Hancock. Congratulations to her on her first podium. Crystal Smith, Courtney Hancock, Elizabeth Plumas. We move through Elise Bennett, Kellyanne Perkins, the young lady's done well, Brodie Moyer, Harriet Brown, Kirsty Holmes, and the final page shows Coleman, Devine, Bait-Up, Jenkins and Berridge. Let's go to Hayden with the presentation.
An exciting day of racing and an exciting new format down here at Coolum today. What a day. The surf was there, the conditions was there, the sun was out this year round. It was a perfect day on the beach. And now I've got to yell up the girls. Third place, we have Crystal Smith. Big round of applause. Crystal, what a day of racing. You really needed to put in a big effort today, get that gap between you and Liz Plumas a little bit larger, just catch up. You've done that. You now lead the series by 1 point. You've got the black jersey back. How does that feel going into Noosa?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a confidence booster going into Noosa, but today, I mean, I really want to put my hands together for both Candice and Bonnie. They did a fantastic job. It's their first time on the podium, and especially Candice, she's been through such a hard time, you know, but she has put her head down and trained so well, and, you know, I'm so proud of her. I've known her for a long time, and well done to those girls.
Great work. And presenting the medals today is Graham Ford, the President of Surf Lifesaving Australia. Graham, please. Big round of applause for Crystal. Okay, and in second place, we have Bonnie Hancock. Bon, what a great race, what a great result. We talked earlier in the telecast about your effort at Portsea. So close there. You've got on the podium today. It must be an excellent feeling.
Yeah, it's only taken me about... It was fantastic, and well done to Crystal and Candice. They did awesome, and yeah, after such a terrible start to the series, it just feels great.
Perfect. Jump on number 2, and a big round of applause for Bonnie. And of course, we've got in first place, Candice Falzon. Big round of applause, guys. Candice, what a race. You had some good results throughout the rounds, not so good results throughout the round, and then that was excellent. Great wave. You held your lead. You've really shown some critics today that you're here, you mean business. You're one of the fitter Ironwomen out there. Great day.
I'm absolutely speechless. I've been dreaming of this moment since I was a little girl, and you know, to win is just not an individual effort. I couldn't do it without everyone back at Manly Surf Club, without my mum and dad, without my brother, without Matt, without everyone's support. You know, you can't win a race like this on your own, so I'm stoked.
Congratulations. Jump up on that number 1 dais. Throw that medal above your head. Congratulations, Candice Falzon.
Congratulations indeed, Candice Falzon. This will be a special moment for this young lady. Nicole Livingston rejoins us, and she's a very excited and determined and proud lady.
Yeah, and so she should be, and her family and everyone around her is so excited for her. And the surf lifesaving community is exceptionally proud and excited for her. So it's a wonderful day for Candice.
Indeed, her first professional Ironwoman victory. She's been trying since she was 14 years of age. The series points, have a look at that. Crystal Smith leads by 1 point from Elizabeth Plumas. Courtney Hancock just 7 back. Falzon moves from 11th to 4th position. Brodie Moyer, Jordan Mercer, Harriet Brown. And we go through Creedy, Allen, Hancock. So next week on Sunday we are at Noosa. It is the Eliminator. Crystal Smith leads Elizabeth Plumas by 1 point. Make sure you don't miss that. Plenty to come after the break. Hurst, Holmes, Day and the Eckstein brothers. It is the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Iron Men.